Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Asagao Academy! Oh, I'm so excited to see what happens next! I've waited so long for this game to come out, and it just, the art, I really highly appreciate the art, and I really like how everything looks, and it's just, it's so perfect so far! I wonder if there's anything written in the journal. No, nothing else. No, wait. Dear Diary, things seemed to go well yesterday, and thank goodness for that. I seem to have somehow made a friend named Mai, and she's really cute. I'm lucky to have her on my side. She seems so popular and kind. Aside from that, I ran into this group of guys called the Normal Boots Club. They're really popular. I wonder whether I could get in with them too. And there's tournament points. I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure it'll tell me at some point. Alright, let's begin! I woke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat. Mai was already up, shuffling through her school bag with an enigmatic grin. The first day of school. Hana! You're finally awake! Her voice sliced through the air like a knife, and I winced. She was definitely a morning person. It's time for the first day of school, aren't you excited? I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. What do you mean? Is something special happening today? Something strange always happens on the first day of school, especially to someone like you. She winked.
What?
Someone like me?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean. She smiled and started messing with a pile of papers on her desk. Shaking my head, I got out of bed and pulled my uniform out of my closet. My palms were sweaty as I held the gold vest and blue jacket. Was it really possible for things to be different here than they were at home? What if the problem wasn't actually the school? I shook the thoughts out of my head and changed into my uniform. Oh! What is it?
Aww.
You look so cute!
Really?
But heat creeped up my neck.
Yeah!
Completely! Your hair matches your uniform so well. You look like a flower blooming straight out of the ground. Thank you. Water stung the back of my eyes, and I turned to start packing my backpack. Why was I getting worked up about something as little as this? I must have gotten less sleep than I thought. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just happy. How dumb was that? I started crying at the first sign of someone being nice to me. I took a deep breath to steady my nerves. What an oddly menacing thud. All the air left my lungs as something like horse hooves slammed against my back. You'll do just fine. Don't worry. This is going to be awesome. I stiffly peered over my shoulder. That was you?
What?
Huh? Mai stood behind me, her hand raised. Somehow she had the strength of a bodybuilder. Nothing. I was just about to zip my bag up when I spotted the book Satch gave me lying on my nightstand. The Princess Betrothed. He said that He said if I ever needed to be transported somewhere far away, I could take it with me. It was pretty good so far. Maybe it would be smart to bring it along just in case I had no one to talk to between class periods. Would I need it for my first day of class? I feel like that'll take me on his route if I take it. But I also feel like a bitch if I don't. I didn't save before this decision! Shit! Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take it for now, and then after I make the decision to take it, I'm gonna save in a different file, and then we'll see what the fuck happens. Okay? Sounds good. I'm gonna take it. No! Shit! Go, no! Why won't it let me save? What's going on? Why? Hang on. I'm gonna fix some things. Okay, now it should let me save. So I'm gonna take it. Yeah, it's letting me save now. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over there. I put it into my already overfull bag, biting my lip. It never hurt to be prepared, right? You ready?
Yeah!
Let's go! Stick with me and you'll be fine. Mai opened the door, and together we stepped into the hallway, merging into a steady flow of chittering girls and fruit-flavored perfume. Oh my, I I did not know we lived on the same floor. No way, really? That's so awesome. Now we'll be able to catch up. Whatever happened between you and... The river of girls shifted as we headed down the stairs. Suddenly, I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know.
What a jerk.
Oh wow, what a jerk he turned out to be. Mai's exclamations faded into the buzz of voices in the air. Oh no. What would I do if we got separated? Anxiously, I searched the crowd of girls for Mai, but I couldn't find her. Everyone was dressed in the same Asagao uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart, and being so short really didn't help the situation.
I know those feels. Being short ruins everything when you're trying to find somebody because everything's taller than you.
As we turned the last corner down the stairwell, I saw a flash of red hair a little ways in front of me. Mai? I reached between two girls and tapped her on the shoulder. Huh? Oh, who are you? The girl's eyes flashed, almost like a jolt of electricity shot through them. I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. She said nothing and turned away. Before I knew it, I stood outside of Primrose House watching the flow of girls disperse across campus. Mai was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even hear her chirpy voice. Aw, man. I took a deep breath, biting my lip. This wasn't a big deal. I could go to class alone. I missed the text. No. Is there a way to go back? There's no way to go back. Well, okay. I reached into my backpack and dragged out my class schedule. Homeroom. 206 Poppy Hall? Which one was Poppy Hall again? Weren't the classrooms on the other side of campus? I picked a direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late to the first day of class. As a third year, where no one knew me, all of the people staring...
Hey!
Ah, wait a minute! I think that was PPG! Oh god! Oh god, that was PPG! I think that was PPG! Oh no! Oh yes! Wait a minute! Was it? You okay? You look a little lost. Someone called out to me and I turned around, almost jumping for joy.
Damn it! Not PBG. Not PBG. Not PBG!
When I froze. A Normal Boots jacket. He was part of the Normal Boots Club. I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a Normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be JonTron. Yeah, I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is. You a freshman? No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
Really?
That would be wonderful. Thank you. Was this really happening? He began walking toward a large brick building in an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms up and down like he was in some kind of show tune. I fell into step beside him. I didn't notice it when Mai pointed him out to me yesterday, but JonTron had big brown eyes and a warm-looking face. He was basically a human puppy. I glanced up at him out of the corner of my eye. Why did you shriek? A bird. A bird on his shoulder! Yeah, don't you remember her saying that he had a bird yesterday? Birds always made me uncomfortable. Something about the ease with which they could poke out someone's eyes. Is something wrong? Why'd you stop? No, nothing's wrong. He followed my gaze to the bird on his shoulder.
Hey!
Oh, this is Jacques. Isn't he cute?
Nice to meet you.
It spoke? Yeah. He put his hand to his shoulder. Jacques jumped into his palm. Jacques is a robot bird. See?
Hello.
Jacques' eyes gleamed a dangerous red when he spoke, but nothing else suggested he wasn't a normal bird. In fact, if I hadn't known better, I would have said the red in his eyes was painted on. That's amazing. Jacques twitched his head to the side, examining me in return. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was.
What are you looking at? What?
Nothing. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Jacques can be a little sassy.
Who are you calling sassy? I'm not the sassy one. I don't forget to feed you.
Jacques, that was one time.
I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of this empty world, loveless, afraid.
Ignore him. I've been bringing him with me to the Drubble Club, and he's taken a little too well to it.
I see how this is. Shut me out like I have nothing to add to the conversation.
Jacques retook his place on John's shoulder, this time facing away from us as it miffed. We used to I'm not any better than I was before. We resumed our walk towards Poppy Hall. I'm JonTron, by the way. Call me John. Hannah, nice to meet you.
Hana.
Right, because we're in Japan and she's supposed to have a Japanese name, so I want to call her Hannah, but it's Hana. That's gonna throw me off a lot. That's a cute name. But thank you. So how long have you had Jock? Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now. Ain't that right?
I'm not listening.
Yeah, well, I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without him. It seems like life would be a lot easier without him, but who was I to say? We arrived at the brick building. A white sign surrounded by poppies declared it to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall. Which room are you in? Room 206.
Really?
Seriously? Yes? That's my homeroom. We're in the same class. John laughed and clasped me on the shoulder. Wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing more of you then, right?
Yeah.
Together we entered Poppy Hall. Poppy Hall was lined with fluorescent lights and Asagao blue lockers. The lack of students milling around the hallway indicated we were a bit late. We ran up the stairs and made it to the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my throat. Thankfully, the teacher hadn't come yet. Instead, students clumped into tiny pods and milled around the classroom, catching up on vacation news.
John.
Thank you so much for showing me to class, John.
See you later.
No problem. I'll see you around. He waved and disappeared into the wrangling mass of students. I glanced around the room, looking for an empty seat.
Hannah!
Mai peeled herself from between a cuddling couple. Was that JonTron? Were you just talking to JonTron? Yeah. Mai's eyes widened, and I couldn't help feeling a little smug. I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me. Mai emitted a high-pressurized squeal. JonTron walked you to class? Oh my gosh, you have to tell me everything! She grabbed me by the wrist and pulled me to an empty desk in the back corner of the room right next to the window. I saved you a seat. I slid in and took off my backpack, hooking it on the side of my desk. I was a little bit worried the books inside were too heavy for the bag to handle, but so far it held up well. Sorry we got separated, by the way. It can get a little chaotic sometimes. So tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have peach fuzz? Is it rough? Wait, what? These are very important questions I'm asking. You need to answer them. Was his hair super silky, or did it have the roughness of a dog's coat? Before I could answer, the door to the front of the room slid open and a tall woman strolled in. The class went quiet and obediently slid into their seats. My heart beat furiously, blood rushing through my ears.
Class?
Good morning, class. The teacher's melodious voice swam. Talking is definitely not working today. The teacher's melodious voice swam through the room, calming the buzzing high of students back from break. Why is that sentence so fucking hard to say? My shoulders relaxed and my fear ebbed away. I'm your teacher, Shizuka Damn it! Shizuka Wakahisa. You may call me Miss Shizuka. The emphasis she placed on the word led me to believe calling her Mrs. wasn't a mistake she would take lightly. Some of you might have noticed that we have a new student this semester. A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Nope, there was the fear again. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? I nodded, stood, and slowly walked to the front of the room, counting my steps to make sure I wouldn't fall. I faced the class, took a deep breath to introduce myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. PPT! Yes! He's in my class! Yes! Fucking yes! 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 I'm so excited. This is the best. Yes! Yes! There was John, sitting with two other boys wearing Normal Boots Club jackets. One of the boys, the tallest one, was staring at me, the barest of frowns on his face. Which is PPG, because he's probably like, who the fuck is this person? Something about him seemed really familiar. Wait, he was PPG, wasn't he? The other founder of the Normal Boots Club? Suddenly, all the strength left my knees. What should I do? Why was he frowning? Was it possible that I already made a bad impression on him? You had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, what did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? I swallowed. The faces of the class began to congeal, forming one giant blob. You moved from Amaririsu, right? I nodded and swallowed again. Then, like a balloon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and giving me a thumbs up. That's right. What would Mai do in this situation?
Yes, I've just moved here. My name is Hana Mizuno. I transferred from Amaririsu Public High School.
That is such a hard word to say. Amaririsu. 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 I'll have to try and memorize that so that if I have to say it again, I don't mess up.
I'm really excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on.
I bowed my head to the class and they clapped politely. When I looked up, PBG wasn't frowning, but he still seemed oddly confused. Maybe he always looked like that. He kind of tends to. Kind of. He kind of looks like a big goofball all the time, but that's probably why I like him so much. Because, like, I don't know, he's just really bumbly and cheerful and just really great. I don't know how to explain it. He's just really great. Also, I totally, like, got a slight foot cramp and then I went to fix it with my foot that hurts and now pain! Fuck! Foot! No! It's not from the foot cramp, it's from the other foot that's injured. God damn it. That hurt a lot. No. Thank you. You may be seated. I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of the day was over. Shizuka began to talk about standard procedure for the semester, the rules for classes, when homework was due, and that sort of thing. Gonna just adjust my foot after fucking hurting it, so that means adjusting the microphone because I'm on my damn bed and I can't get comfortable. Guys, whatever you do, don't hurt your fucking feet. Hurting foot injuries are like the worst kinds of injuries. I wish I could put this in a nice way. God damn it. There, I think that's the most comfortable I'm gonna get. It was all very similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. PBG again. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna, like, fangirl quite a bit because of this. I glanced at him, and his head snapped back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued on like that until finally the bell rang, and it was time for lunch. I stretched her arms over her head and yawned. Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring. Aren't you looking forward to it this morning? Something about exciting things happening? Well, yeah, but it already did. You met JonTron, didn't you? Now I've got nothing left to look forward to. She sighed. And I was hoping to see Jared before class, too. She slouched and fell across the front of my desk. It seemed like this would be happening a lot. Is Jared really that hot? Mai's head snapped back up, her eyes flashing. What did you say? If you stare directly at him for too long, your nose will melt off. I've seen it happen.
What?
Anyways, let's head to lunch. I'm super hungry. Oh. I looked at my backpack. It held up well throughout class, but I worried that if I didn't take some of my stuff out now, I might do some permanent damage to it, especially with Satch's book in there. I couldn't exactly afford a new backpack. I need to put something in my locker first.
Oh, no.
But if we don't go now, they'll run out of sesame seed buns. Oh. That's okay, I'll just go on ahead. Come find me, okay? Alright. I was so lucky to have someone like her as my roommate. Quick as I could, I went to my locker and shoved the book inside. As good a book as it was, I was definitely happier that I had Mai around so I didn't have to read it. Without her, who knew what I would do with myself, especially with PBG staring at me like that. Maybe I could ask her what was up with him when I met her at the cafeteria? It might just be the way that he was. Cheered, I headed for the cafeteria. I carried my melon bread through the minefield of people, searching for the now familiar sight of Mai's red hair. I need to go to Japan just for the sake of fucking trying their bread, because I don't understand what the big deal is, but you see it in anime and manga and just... You see it all the time, and it's like, what is so great about the bread? Like, what the fuck is melon bread? Like, I seriously need to know this shit. Like, what is it? What's with the different kinds of bread? I don't understand. Like, they even have different kinds of Kit Kats, and in, like, fucking Canada, there's only, like, 2, which is, like, their original Kit Kat, and then, like, the mint Kit Kat, which only comes out at, like, Christmas or something, and it's like, what the actual fuck? Like, what? I'm not living life because I don't have certain things that only Japan brings, like multiple different flavors of Kit Kat. I swear, I need to try those. Where is she? I couldn't see her anywhere, and there were almost no empty seats. All around me, students circled each other, laughing and joking, sharing bites of food and splitting the cost for sodas. Suddenly, I felt very obvious and very alone. Isn't there anywhere I can sit? Just then, I spotted a table at the front of the room. A lone boy sat at it, stabbing his spaghetti with the vigor of a Roman general. He was having a hard time with it. Oh, it's the Hidden Box Club! I moved closer to him, working up the courage to ask to sit with him. Well, no wonder. He was eating his spaghetti with a spoon. Wait a second. This guy was in my class, wasn't he? I saw him that morning at the front of the room. And he was wearing a jacket just like the normal Boots Clubs, but different. A gold and gray jacket with an 8-bit block on the front. Was he a member of another club? Or maybe he was friends with them?
Hey!
Hey, what?
Hana!
Oh, Mai! Mai appeared between me and the boy, who glanced up at us before returning to his spaghetti. Thank goodness I found you. I saved a table for you in the back. Oh! I looked at the boy and then back at Mai. Come on. She grabbed my shoulder rather forcefully and pushed me to the back of the room. Hey, what's wrong?
Well...
You are so lucky I got here when I did. That kid is Brutal Moose. Brutal Moose! He's in this? Oh, I love Brutal Moose! He's super great!
He's probably like the only one that I know from the Hidden Box Club, to be honest.
The Hidden Box Club, to be honest. Or Block Club, whatever. He's the only one that I know from that, I'm pretty sure. But, like, he's my favorite. 'Cause, like, oh my god. His content, I love it. It's just so great. 'Cause, like, his comments on a whole bunch of these super old games and now TV shows is just, and he's so snarky. I love it. It's great. It's great. I'm having, like, such a fucking fun time with this. His real name's Ian. He's from the Hidden Block Club. The Hidden Block Club? Yeah, the rival club of normal boots. He's really weird. I mean, she looked around her to make sure no one was listening in, but we were completely alone in our little corner of the cafeteria. He speaks in Comic Sans.
Oh, yeah, of course you would. Oh, this is too perfect.
I'm loving this right now. Whoa. Yeah, it'd be better to stay away from him, especially since you've already gotten to know some of the normal boots guys. What are you talking about? I only just met John today.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. I saw the way PBG was staring at you. He totally likes you. Wait. What? Did you just tell me?
Really?
Is that what you thought it was? Either Mai was blind or she had a serious case of wishful thinking. Oh, totally. He was so cute. Just like my favorite manga. You meet in high school, fall in love, and then go off and fight aliens together. I don't think that's going to happen. Have some faith in yourself. That's totally what's happening. So, now that you're in good with PBG, can you introduce me to Jared? Oh, was that what she was getting at? A hot flash of doubt seized me. Was it possible that Mai only liked me because she thought I knew the normal boots guys? That couldn't be the case, though. She was so nice. Still, looking at her shining and eager face, I couldn't talk myself out of the idea. I actually thought PBG didn't like me.
What?
Why would you think that?
Well...
He was glaring at me. Man, you just don't understand. It's a love triangle. A love triangle! Wait, a triangle now? I can see it. Stars practically erupted from her eyes. PBG, I can't. But Hana, I love you.
Please.
But... Wait, what? I totally missed it because I keep clicking too far. Where are you going with this? I slammed my fork onto the table. Maya looked pleased with herself. Okay, I'm just kidding. You're really cute when you blush. You almost match your hair. That's not fair at all. I beg to differ. Still, I searched my mind, eager to change the subject. That was an impressive scenario.
What?
What? No, it wasn't. I just made it up on the spot. Maya laughed nervously. Oh, so that girl who was talking to me when we got separated. Maya told the story of her past friendship with this girl like they were eternal arch-nemesis. Apparently they had some bad blood. I nodded, choosing to take the time to relax. Before I knew it, we were finished eating. We got up and tossed our trays together. As I headed towards the door, though, Maya hesitated. Hey, I forgot something back at the dorm. Oh, need help? No, I'm totally okay. I'm just going to go get it. I'll see you later, though, right?
See you later.
I waved and I sprinted off in the direction of the dorms. Alone again, I crossed my arms and headed back to Poppy Hall. Large groups of 7 or 8 people were laying out in the sun, playing catch and eating lunch on the lawn. It looked like fun to have so many friends like that. I smiled. Maybe this new school really would be better than my last. Without students inside of it, Poppy Hall looked a bit like an abandoned hospital. My footsteps echoed as I climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. With a sigh, I opened up my locker and pulled out the book Satch gave me. It was a good thing I brought it after all. I stepped into the classroom and saw a flash of movement by the window. A boy sat on the windowsill and he jerked up when I came in. Well, it's not PBG, I know that. He was silhouetted by the afternoon sunshine, so I couldn't quite tell who he was. Hello, I'm sorry. Did I bother you? The boy stood and shook his head, then crossed to a desk on the opposite side of the room. As he passed, I was able to see him clearly. It was Shane! I think. Another Normal Boots jacket? This guy, he was Shane from the Normal Boots Club. How on earth did this keep happening to me? Shane sat down at his desk, fidgeted with his hands a little, then turned to look at me. You're the new girl? I nodded. My name is Hannah. Hannah. It's nice to meet you. He nodded. Shane. Silence filled the space between us. Panic built up inside me. This was my chance to get in with the Normal Boots Club, and I was blowing it. I walked to my desk and sat down, setting the book on top of it. You, Shane looked at me, unsmiling. You're part of the Normal Boots Club? Yes, I am. Why? He spoke as if it were a challenge, almost glaring at me. Oh, I just saw your jacket, so I trailed off. The jackets are really cool.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Silence again. He seemed skeptical, as if he expected me to crawl out of my skin and reveal myself to be a large amphibious reptile. I had to do something. Who knew when another chance like this would come? But Shane didn't seem friendly. In fact, he seemed downright suspicious. Surely he wasn't on to me already? Maybe it was better not to risk it? I'm gonna give him his space. I'm gonna put that there, just in case I fucked that up. I chewed my lip and opened up my book, finding the page I ended on the night before. Shane's stare still stung, hot on the side of my face. He wasn't looking away. I stared at the page in my book, rereading the same sentence without grasping any of what it said. Finally, a small group of girls entered the classroom, and Shane looked away. The atmosphere was broken. I heaved a sigh of relief. What was up with these Normal Boots guys? John was really nice when I spoke with him, but PBG and Shane seemed to hate me. They were anything but normal. I waited for Mai to come to class, wanting desperately to tell her what happened. But when the bell rang and Miss Shizuka started teaching, Mai still hadn't come. Class came and went. The bell rang and I was alone. PBG stared at me for the entirety of the class period, his face growing more and more menacing by the minute. Did I do something wrong? This isn't how I had pictured this! How his face wasn't stuck in a perma-frown, I would never know. Shane and John didn't bother talking to me as they left the classroom, and the other students paired up around me. Hey Mimi, would you like to engage in a casual discourse this evening? Yeah, of course. But why are you talking like that? I stuffed my book into my backpack and headed to the dorm. With a sigh, I unlocked the door to my dorm room. As soon as the door opened, I heard...
Hannah!
Mai and I lay in a heap on the floor. I'm so glad you're back. She wrapped her arms around my head and nuzzled me. What are you doing? Come, look. She got off me and helped me to my feet. Without Mai's face filling my vision, I saw that something had changed. Oh my goodness! The dorm room looked nothing like what it had before. The posters and fairy lights were still up, but now the window had light pink curtains on it that cast a warm haze around the room. A brand new white carpet was on the floor, pillows were piled high in a mountain on the top bunk of the bunk bed. Even our chairs had been replaced with new cushy leather ones. What happened here? Sorry, I didn't tell you, but I wanted to surprise you. I thought this would come in yesterday, but it was delayed by a day. I wanted to set it up to be a big surprise. It's still not done yet, though. She gestured to some small potted plants arranged in neat rows on her desk. Wanna help?
Yeah.
Do I ever? We finished setting the room up, switching a few objects here and there in order to better facilitate the feng shui, which May told me was excruciatingly important. She especially wanted to make sure our room was filled with reds and pinks and coupled items, though for what purpose I wasn't sure. We collapsed with heavy sighs on the floor, then heaved great big yawns. It's not even the end of the day yet, and I'm so tired. Me too. Wait! She shot up suddenly with a jolt. We should get some ice cream.
Really?
Ice cream? Really?
Yeah!
Something to celebrate being roommates. The ice cream here on campus is genuinely good, I promise.
I don't know.
And I'm paying. Well, if that's the case, you made an offer I can't refuse. Sweet, let's go. The school shop was in a side building off the cafeteria, packed with instant noodles and giant bottles of soda. Students wandered the aisles aimlessly, clearly here more to spend time than money. Mai paid the cashier and we grabbed our ice cream cones, mine the one covered in sprinkles. This is delicious.
Yeah!
Isn't it? We're lucky to have such good food on campus. This place would be awful if we didn't. I nodded and was about to respond when I noticed a commotion outside. Oh, let's see what's going on. Mai grabbed my arm and dragged me outside. There, 3 boys wearing normal boots jackets were shouting at each other, each of their faces turning purple. This again?
What?
What are you talking about?
Mamma mia!
I am clearly the only one who possesses the proper masculine form. What? Yeah, right. I'm taller than you and more attractive to boot. Come on, guys. Can you...
I just missed it because I clicked too fast. Damn it!
Nick pulled back the sleeve of his jacket and flexed his arm. These guys always go on about weird stuff like this. They're very energetic. Oh yeah? Josh got into the downward-facing dog yoga pose and grinned. Look at this butt! Just look at this! What I don't understand is why they don't just ask Jared. Oh yeah? Paul kneeled low to the ground, then took off at a sprint, heading straight for us.
Yeah!
Check this out! He sprang into the air in a graceful ballerina's leap, spinning through the sky, and finally came straight for me? When I opened my eyes, I was sprawled flat on the ground, covered in dirt. Something cold and wet oozed into the top of my blouse. Hannah, are you okay? I sat up. Chunks of ice cream fell from my blouse to my skirt. What happened? You ran into someone, you idiot! My uniform. It's ruined. For a few seconds, silence, then snickers rippled around me like the whining of cicadas. My throat closed up, water stinging my eyes.
No!
Not again. I stood up, prepared to walk away with dignity when the entirety of the Normal Boots Club suddenly appeared in front of my face.
What's up?
What happened here? Seriously? Tears slid down my face. No, not here. I didn't want to cry in front of them.
Hey.
Ah, he's actually concerned. No. I can't. No. Even in drawing form, no. Damn it. He's so cute. He's just so adorable. God damn it. Hana, are you alright? I'm going home.
Hana.
Wait, it's fine. I just want to be alone for now. It took all of my will not to run back to the dorm. I immediately changed into my pajamas and climbed into bed, reaching for my stuffed rabbit. What am I going to do if this ends up just like last time? Mr. Bunny stared at me with his big, lifeless eyes. I squished him to my chest, holding myself in his soft fur. The door opened with a soft click.
Hana.
Are you okay? I I rolled over in bed to face the wall, pretending to be asleep. Mai stood in the center of the room for a while, looking at me. Finally, she sat down at her desk and began to work on something. The sound of her pencil scratching against the paper stilled my mind. I don't know how many hours passed, but eventually I fell asleep. Oh no! No! It's such a sad way to end the day, though. Oh no! Well, I gotta end it here, because I did a full day now, and I can't just go on to the next one, because I probably ended up being too excited and went through the whole thing and made the video long again, because I always do that. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it here for now, but I'll see you guys later, and we're going to see if I can get PBG, because that's the goal. That's the goal right now, is to get PBG. I got to get PBG. So yeah, later.